Let's go ahead and let's focus on emerging of Selenium WebDriver. So directly Selenium WebDriver not introduced into the market. It was not introduced directly as a Selenium WebDriver. So it passed a lot of hurdles, and finally they have made an excellent and robust tool called Selenium WebDriver. It has came across many hurdles. It came across many modifications, many versions, many flavors. Then last, finally, they have produced excellent tool called Selenium WebDriver. So let us see the emerging of Selenium WebDriver, or is the history of Selenium. A very interesting and important. So let's begin with history of Selenium. So-called the Selenium was first developed in 2004 by Jason Huggins, a engineer at ThoughtWorks. While he was working on a web-based application, he realized that executing the same test again and again is consuming a lot of time, and moreover it is affecting the quality of an application. So he wanted to save the time and make the application robust. So he has introduced a JavaScript or a simple program that would automatically control the browsers. And this was the first version. He has created a library, Java library actually, that would automatically control the browsers. And he has named this program as a Java script runner. So eventually he has made it as an open source, and that eventually this so-called Java script runner has become as a Selenium core. First it was JavaScript runner, and later on, as if it is an open source, later on it has few other contributions has been taken up, and it has been converted as a Selenium core. But still there was a lot of limitations were there actually, because there is something called origin policies in the browsers. Origin policy issue. It was a major disaster for Selenium core. So why? Because this is a origin policy is related to the web security actually. So web browsers used to permit, sir, the first browser to access the data in the second web page, but only the condition is that it should be with the same origin. Means same origin in the sense it should be the same from same URL, it should have same host name or same port number, something like this. Means it much more into the security part. It doesn't allow you to distribute the data between the two different host names. So this made actually a lot of problem for the Selenium core. This was actually implemented in the browser to prevent some miscellaneous script on the pages. So what the testers is going to do is they used to completely deploy that whole application under test into the local machines, and they used to use this Selenium core on it. So it's not such easy to deploy every time. So what they have done is they have produced a new tool called Selenium RC. Again, a Paul Hamilton from ThoughtWorks, he has created some proxy server where this proxy server used to give the information to the browser that it has been with the same domain. It is going to give some information to the browser that your application under test and Selenium core are from same domains. The original issue domain has been fixed in the Selenium RC, but happiness is no longer existed. So why? Because of the Selenium core JavaScript based automation engine, the security of the browsers has been increased day by day actually, which become impossible to work with the RC. Means performing the activities from the remote server has made really challenging issue, and the things has become more worse as the more web applications came into picture, and as the browsers are getting updated, they have coming up with lot of restrictions. So Selenium thought they need to stop this, and they need to look on a program where it directly talks with a tool rather than in a Selenium RC. We'll be writing the script in a specific language. It will move on to the Selenium remote server. Remote server pretends or remote server writes or perform the activity onto the Selenium core, then to the application under test. So it was a bit complex to perform the activity, and it takes a lot of time to do the activities. So to make it easier, now about WebDriver. In 2006, Simon Stewart at Google started working on a project called WebDriver. So he has planned a testing tool which directly speaks to the browser using the native method of the browser and operating system. So it uses here the native method. It is not using any RC or any other mechanism. Directly from the operating system level, it will try to work on the browser, or literally saying the browser will think that some authorized user is working on it. Thus, it has avoided the restriction of so-called the Java environment. Okay, so no need of server, anything is now. So directly you can go ahead and they can perform the activity on the tool. So we don't have any interface in between in the WebDriver. So the main problem has been solved in the WebDriver. Later on in 2008, so complete testing Selenium testing team decided to merge this WebDriver and Selenium RC to form a more powerful tool called Selenium Webdriver or Selenium 2. From 2006, we have a WebDriver, and after that, in 2008, Selenium RC, which was existing, and WebDriver, which is developed by Stewart from Google. So these two tools has been merged, and they have called it as a single tool called Selenium WebDriver. So from then, they have started updating the Selenium WebDriver or Selenium 2, technically what we call it as. And RC is existing, but no further updates, or I can say the contribution of Selenium team is at Selenium 2 only. Okay, so the current what we have in the market is Selenium WebDriver. So RC is deprecated, as I said, slowly it is moving out of the market. So you need to concentrate on Selenium WebDriver. This is what the emerging of Selenium WebDriver, from JavaScript runner to Selenium core to Selenium RC, Selenium RC to Selenium WebDriver. Combination of Selenium RC and WebDriver is a Selenium WebDriver or Selenium 2 as it was. Okay.